Hi and welcome. I am your host for the River District Podcast, Community Development Coordinator for the City of Owen Sound, Viveca Gravel, and I am here with my friend and Chief Librarian, Tim Harrison.
Hi.
How you doing?
Viveca. Nice to chat.
So you work with the Owen Sound and North Grey Union Public Library.
Yes. Yes. It's an interesting long name, isn't it?
It is a really long name.
It's kind of neat. So it's Owen Sound North Grey Union Public Library. And that union doesn't mean unionized.
Sure.
It means that more than one municipality has agreed to provide library services for their community together.
Okay.
So we're the largest union library in Ontario. So both by population and by the geographic area we serve. So the library located here in the beautiful River District serves Owen Sound, Chatsworth, Georgian Bluffs, and through a service agreement, the municipality of Meaford, through the Meaford Public Library. We have an agreement with them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize, but they actually can have a library card if they live in Meaford, Owen Sound, Chatsworth, or Georgian Bluffs. It's already paid for either by Meaford Public Library or by local taxes in Georgian Bluffs.
Okay, because for some people with the municipality of Meaford, they're actually closer to Owen Sound than they are Meaford itself.
Yeah, and some people are working in town, or going to school, or doing other things as well. So there's natural corridors of travel that they're here and obviously want to be able to access the services downtown.
No, that's incredible. And I know that you guys have kind of developed and adjusted the way that the library has worked. I myself, sometimes you say things and you get a little bit embarrassed with yourself. I was talking to a girlfriend of mine and I was just like, I just want a copy of a book that I can read that I don't have to buy. And she looked at me like I had two brain cells. And she said, "You mean the library?" Oh, yeah. Oops. So here we are. I immediately went out and got my library card renewed.
Fabulous. And did you do that recently?
Yes. So when I did that, I initially got my card during the pandemic upon first opening, reopening, cool. And then I think it got closed down again. I don't know. It's very hard.
We've updated it.
So you've updated. So
to
the open card.
The open
yes.
card.
So I've got my fancy card and my keychain cards and all of that kind of stuff.
Can we tell everyone about the open card?
Let's tell everybody about the open card. So I'm just going to hand it over to you. You tell everybody about the open card.
So this is fantastic. We've been working with the other cultural institutions in Owen Sound and understanding that no matter what door you're going in, you're the same people. Mm-hmm. We have the same customers, the same clients, the same patrons. And we decided, let's share that. So the open card is the Billy Bishop Museum, the Marine Rail, Waterfront Center, the Owen Sound and North Grey Union Public Library, and the Tom Thompson Art Gallery working together. So that open team has made it possible that with the open card, you have membership to all four places. So you can go into those buildings and access exhibits and programs at any of the sites. And it's just fantastic as a starting place. But through our partnership with the Tom, you actually have access to another close to 100 art galleries across Ontario, which is a reciprocal agreement.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So not only do you have all of the services at the library that I'm going to talk about some more today,
absolutely,
for sure, but you also have incredible things happening at the Billy Bishop and the Marine Rail and the Tom. And the cool thing is that we're also working together to try to supplement and support each other's programming. So in the future, you'll see if you do go to a show at the Tom, we might be there with some pamphlets talking about books and DVDs and online resources that you can access through the library on that topic.
To continue your learning.
Yeah. So
that's incredible.
I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah.
And it's been fantastic working with the other organizations. Just amazing.
That's fantastic. And as I know, this season I've sat down with Richard Thomas, local historian, and he's shared so much history about Owen Sound, and I know the library has an incredible collection of Owen Sound history. And of course, the Tom also showcases a lot of Owen Sound history through art.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have those resources to be able to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, we have two really unique collections that we're working on. Both of them are named after former longtime librarians in Owen Sound. The Eileen Hawken collection is our local history collection, and so there's a fabulous resource around local history, and some of it can't leave the building, but people can come in and access it, and some of it we've been able to have duplicate copies that we can loan out, so it's there. And then we've been working, Andrew Armitage, who wrote the Georgian Bay Explorer
Of course.
columns and was a longtime chief librarian and so supportive of local writers. We've made the Andrew Armitage collection, which is Grey Bruce writers, and so it's our goal to be a depository for all writing that's about Grey Bruce. So if it's an author that lived here or was born here or wrote about Grey Bruce, or even if it's a book that describes Grey Bruce, but you need to know it to know that it's Grey Bruce, the way Stephen Leacock used Aurelia, Sunshine Sketches and Mariposa and those things. That same idea, of course, but for Grey Bruce. So we're really excited about the collection. We want to make it that somebody can come in and say, my grandfather wrote a book, and do you have it? And we do have it.
That's incredible.
And we may not be able to borrow it, take it out of the building, but we at least have it that you can access it and know about it. And that's a very unique to look at it and say, let's have it as a depository, that it exists forever.
Absolutely. And the library makes it very comfortable to stay within the walls of the library and look at pieces and things like that. I mean, you've got the most glorious fireplace in that old section of the library. I was never allowed to go in there as a child.
Really?
Well, it was so quiet. That's where the serious people went.
Yeah, and so that room is still, we sort of, as you go further in the room, we have an expectation that you're going to be quieter as you get to the back so that people can study back there. But at the front of the room where the fireplace is, it's usually a little bit louder.
A little bit more crazy.
Yeah, and that's okay. But that Carnegie space, so that was the original library. It was built in 1914 with a grant from the Andrew Carnegie Foundation, and we're so fortunate. It's one of the last vaulted ceilings in a library in North America.
Really?
So we have people who tour Carnegie buildings as part of their holidays, and they come to Owen Sound specifically to spend time there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay, so this space that I was never allowed in as a child because I was far too loud is actually pretty cool.
Well, it was really interesting for me because a number of years ago I was doing my master's in library science, and one of the other students in the class as a project did Carnegie libraries, and he's showing the Owen Sound North Carolina Union Library, and I'm going, yeah, that's my library. It was really fun that other people were talking about it and excited about it. So, definitely it's something we want to see. And as much as we promote the building, what we also want people to understand is the library is more than that place. The library is a place in the community. And so we want to be out at functions and talking to groups about our services and about the resources that are available so people can access them, whether that is in Owen Sound, Chatsworth, or Georgian Bluffs. We do see a real value in moving beyond the building. And also, one of the things that would be great to talk about, the online library.
Yes.
That's our branch that's open 24/7, right?
Yes, and I want to get into the online presence, and we will. We're going to double back to that. I will not forget that. But one of the things I wanted to touch on is the upstairs.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that libraries are stuffy, quiet places, that you're not allowed to have any fun. And I was in there the other day on Tuesday, I think, kind of mid-morning, and the crowd of youths, the little kids that were running around as part of your programming, they had a bubble machine.
Yeah.
So no stodgy libraries here.
Oh no. There's Lego clubs, all the story times, all the activities upstairs, and youth services for all ages, running, from babies, toddlers to teens. It's a really active program, and I have to tell you, we have some of the most amazing staff. They are so creative and come up with just these wonderful programs that I find really exciting for us to be able to have happening locally.
Absolutely. And one of the programs I know that is existing at the library as well is one focused on social justice.
Yeah, that's one of the teen groups.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Definitely didn't have something like that when I was a teen.
Yeah. The staff have taken an active role in identifying, what some of the community needs are and being a part of that bigger picture, because obviously it's something that we're addressing in all different levels in many community organizations, but it's nice for us to have a role in that with helping people to understand how to navigate our world with a little more kindness and dignity.
Absolutely.
And be supportive of each other.
I think that's so important, and it's so nice that the library can support those kinds of programs. So it's definitely not your old stodgy library that you might think it is. And it's, if you haven't been in a while, it's time to go get your library card updated or get a new one or get one for the very first time, because you're not going to miss out. So that's my segue into talking about being able to access it 24 hours a day on your brand new website.
Oh, yeah. www.osngupl.ca, Owen Sound North Grey Union Public Library.ca. But you just have to do the first letters, and if you Google it, it'll probably come up too. But that's our new website. We're really excited about it. We have been working on some of the public-facing pieces like our catalog, and that's been updated recently. But our website is totally new. We've done it internally with our staff and consulted the public and our patrons around it as we've made some of the modifications and tweaks. But we're pleased we were able to do it more economically than if we had gone outside, and have a product that we're very excited that we feel really showcases what's happening in our library. So go and take a look. Definitely as you navigate that space, you're going to be able to see our online resources. We do have an app too, so if you go to the Google Store or the Apple Store and you search Owen Sound Library, you'll find that there's an app.
No way.
Yeah, and you can download it, and you can sign in with your library card, you can renew your books, you can do all those things. You can hop to some of the digital platforms that I'll talk about in a bit, and navigate that world. It also has a ISBN scanner, so if you're at a friend's house or someplace and you see a book, you can scan the ISBN on the back, and it will automatically check our catalog and tell you if we have the book.
What?
And you can put a hold on the book, and then when it becomes available for you, we will let you know, email you, and you come in and pick it up.
No Dewey Decimal System for us.
It's still there. You don't have to worry about it as much. Come and talk to us. We'll help you find what
You don't have to learn how to read the Dewey Decimal System or understand that.
Yeah.
I remember looking through the little catalogs of books.
Yes, the card files.
The card files to try to find certain resources, and I might be dating myself a little bit. But you'd have to reference back all the books that you were doing in essays and all of that kind of stuff. And that took a long time.
Yeah. It's a little better electronically. The staff are still in the back end doing all that work to support you, and using modern librarianship to make that manageable. Mm-hmm. One of the things that people don't realize is that because of the size of the collection, libraries have been early adopters of technology for forever, right?
Yeah.
Being able to manage and sort and catalog what people need. But when we talk about books, we're going to talk about the digital piece, but people think libraries as books. Well, we're about information, so that can be in many different formats, but we're also about things. So at the library, you can take out books, but we also have an incredible DVD collection. Everything you can borrow for 3 weeks, DVDs for 1 week, that's exception. The whole back wall on the main level is audiobooks. So people can take out an audiobook on CD and borrow it. We loan snowshoes, we loan binoculars, we loan board games, we loan jigsaw puzzles. As you start to get it, we loan radon detectors.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a need, that people are worried about in their house.
Yeah.
Instead of going out and buying one, they can come in and borrow it.
Oh my gosh.
Check things out. We have Wi-Fi hotspots that people can borrow for 3 weeks. We loan Chromebooks. We loan Kindle Fires. So there's a lot beyond the book. Not even talking about the digital resources. Just what can you take out from the library? What can you borrow? So that's a really cool thing for us. We're always looking at more that what might make sense and what we can manage with the size of our building and what the public demand is. Again, we have toy kits. So there's a themed toy kit on the circus or the zoo or a farm, and it'll have some toys for children to play with and some related books. And that's one kit that people can take out. So there's a good variety of resources that are there.
Yeah.
Can we talk about digital?
We can talk about digital.
Awesome.
I've never seen you so excited.
This is the best part of my job. And if anyone wants, I'll come with like a PowerPoint and show your group and walk you through some of this because it's a lot of fun. Well, so sometimes people talk about services like Audible that you can pay for and download audiobooks. We have that. It's called Libby for libraries. And so you can download ebooks and e-audiobooks for free. There's about 100,000 of them available.
Oh my goodness.
You may have to put a hold. Somebody else may have it, but it's really easy to start to manage that, especially if you have different interests or you want to do some reader's advisory. My wife will walk her dog on the trails, and she listens to mysteries all the time. Right? And it's just a great way to walk along and listen to a book. So Libby has ebooks, e-audiobooks, and about 4,000 magazines. I shouldn't forget that. We also have a service called Press Reader. Press Reader gives you access to most of the newspapers and magazines from around the world for free.
Oh.
You can read the Toronto Star, you can read, in our building, you can read the Globe and Mail, you can read the Toronto Sun. You can read most of the newspapers. They have Google Translate built right in, so if you hear about something happening in another country, you can actually go and read their papers in English.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a fantastic service. And so it has newspapers and magazines, about 7,000, all totally free.
And what was the name of that service again?
Press Reader.
Press Reader. And then Libby for books.
Libby for ebooks, e-audiobooks, and some magazines as well.
Is it all in the app?
It is on the app.
There
and
it
they
is.
have separate apps as well.
Oh, okay.
To make it work.
Okay, and you would just log into those with your...
Yeah, and give us a call, and we're happy to walk you through at the info desk on how easy it is. We have a service. It used to be called lynda.com, and LinkedIn bought it, and they offer it as part of their premium service. But you have access to it with your library card. Over 11,000 online courses.
I've taken a few of those, actually.
Video,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all available now with your library card. You don't have to pay for it. It's part of your library service.
That's incredible.
We have streaming. So we have a service called Canopy with movies. So you have 7 movies per library card a month that you can access. There's a whole kids Canopy section.
Oh my goodness.
Free. You can watch as much of the kids stuff as you want. Amazing at this time of the year with the seasonal programming.
Well, and a lot of kids, they're happy to just watch the same movie over and over and over and again forever. So 7 should get you through a month very easily.
We also have BBC, as part of Canopy, you have BBC movies and television series.
Okay.
Again, that's part of your 7 credits. And we have something called the Great Courses series. And so these are things like Celtic history, architecture, painting, photography, and they're taught by university professors. There's 10, 20, 30 lessons, episodes for each course, and that's all free with your card too.
Oh my goodness.
So a lot to visit and see verbally, digitally, certainly happy to walk people through it. We're very excited about the type of content that's available in the library.
No kidding. If you're out there and you're listening or you're watching this right now and you don't have a library card, what are you doing?
We've had in the past a feature where people can actually look and see when they're using their card how much money they save. That, if you have taken out these books or done these things, you've saved $88 this week or $400 this month, and it's kind of a neat approach to seeing the value of the library.
It's also very sustainable.
Yes.
It's
the first co-op, right?
Yeah.
It's everybody working together to share resources and share a collection so that everyone in the community can have access.
That's incredible. Now, we are desperately out of time.
Oh.
I know it goes so quickly, but you've done so wonderfully, and thank you so much for coming on and talking about this. And I know I'm personally very excited to get out to the Owen Sound and North Grey Union Public Library.
www.osngupl.ca.
As soon as possible. My daughter has an open card. I have an open card. We are all signed up, so get yourselves signed up as well. And that's it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm your host, Viveca Gravel, Community Development Coordinator with the City of Owen Sound and the River District. And you're listening to the River District Podcast. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.